as the higher seed, has elected to go second, which means Chris Louth will lead the match off on 17. Same pair as we were last round. The final match will be just off to your right at home on lanes 19 and 20. Got it? Good. Two one-time star winners in this match. Five pin for Louth. Chris's one and only star coming this season, the opening stop of the year at Pinland. Threw a late game triple and said it was, quote, the most emotion he had ever shown after a ball. Chris will start this game with a open frame missed single. It'll be a 9-box. Phil Dix, not sure when his first star was, but he did have a championship match appearance last year on Duckpins Forever up at Johnson's. Or was that 2 years ago? That was 2 years ago, and he lost to Gary Santora in the final. We'll start this match out with a 4-7. He's got it. Early advantage goes to Phil Dix. Yeah, I was going to ask why you switched up your lunch order. Spare fill for Phil Dix. Oh, yeah. So the early jump out is 11, up 20-9. That one was pretty close to perfect. That was, I think, the most emotion Louth has ever shown ever when he struck. That's his own, by his own admission, by the way. See how there's no emotion after that ball? That's standard Chris Louth. If he throws a triple, if he's able to make it to the final match and throw a double or triple or a strike to win the star, I'm sure you'll see some emotion out of it. Chris Louth, third frame for the double. Leaked it left, caught a break. 7 pin last to go. He leaves the 1-3. Just needs to hit the pocket he hit last frame, and he'll have himself a 20-box. One 3 for Chris. No trouble. There's the 20-box for Chris. He gets to 39 plus in the third. Phil Dix for the double. That pin might come all the way back to the foul line. Okay, now it's in the gutter. Very heavy. Leaves at 3-6. Let's see this thing walk. Can I get that on the replay? No, right as it goes into the gutter. I was a little late. But that pin walked a good 12 feet forward. Phil Dix has a spare. And I'm seeing, by the way, I have it up on my phone, the women's semifinal that we're covering on TV. Uh, Tracy Ormiston has started that match with triple nine spare against Danai McClay. Opening triple, then she left the 10 pin and made it. You may remember that Tracy Ormiston was the champion of our first ever women's Pro Tour broadcast. That was September 2022 at Mount Airy. She led the event wire to wire, including a 206 game in qualifying. All right, here's Phil, up by 11, and he leaves a 10. $20. Dutch 200 game will come to an end. Phil has 59 in the third. Pretty good. 4 marks and 4 frames for Phil Dix. Chris Louth working on a spare at 39 plus in the third. Punching out. 5 count gives him 44. He's now trailing by 15. Two, 3, 4 left for Chris. He takes one more. 5 on, 8 out. Through 4 frames, trailing by 17 and a hit. Fifth frame for Chris on 17. Couple pins over towards the 10 pin, but the 10 pin will stand. No. The second missed single of the match for Chris Louth. Missed one in the first frame, and now another one in the fifth. Collects for 10, 62 half. Don't feel any better sitting down knowing you missed 2 singles, especially when your opponent is all marked through 4 with the lowest count of 9. And it's going to stay that way as Phil is showing no signs of letting up. Pouring it on, now up by 27 in the fifth frame and a hit. Now, Chris is not out of time yet, but if Phil continues to score like this, then going to run out of opportunities and fast. Phil struck on this lane back in the second frame. We'll see if he can do it again. Open that 2-pin goes. Looks like it's got a little bit of distance behind the 2 from my angle. And the spinner stops. So, knowing Phil, he's probably going to play to kick this over. Shouldn't be using the wall here. Yeah, Phil goes for the slide on that shot typically. We'll go for it again. Never mind. No, this time he takes the other route. And maybe he should have started with that one. Tries to lay up for count and takes the 2-pin off the wall into the 10. Good 107 in the 6th. Phil probably hoping he doesn't need that spare later. Thank you, Dave. I have it up on my phone. Chris Louth off the side in the 6th frame. It's the 1-2-8 in the middle of the lane, 6-10 on the right. Yeah, that score over there on the women's broadcast is Tracy Ormison 123, Danai McClay 103 through the 6th frame. Open frame for Chris. Going to be down about 35 pins. Takes 9. Be 36 pin lead for Phil Dix with 4 frames to go. Excuse me. 7th frame for Chris Louth. Needs to get something started. Has not marked since the 3rd frame. 9-10 split for Chris. That does not help. Takes 1. And now a 10 box, 81 in the 7th. Bill Dix in the 7th. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, Phil Dix up 36 pins and a count. Can throw another strike here to lock the game out. We won the game. We won the game. Let's go. Cedric Mullins over the head of the left fielder. The Orioles walk it off 6-5. I'm calling 2 different sports at the same time. Phil didn't spare. That's a shame, but the Orioles won, and that's great. Is it politically incorrect to say Yankees suck on Duck Pins Forever? Oh, well, I just did. I don't care. Oh, sorry, you didn't hear that, Dave? Yankees suck. Orioles Magic on a Sunday afternoon. There are no bad Sundays in Baltimore. Baltimore City is where the pins are. I'm sitting in Baltimore County right now. Chris threw that one well. Fun fact about the geography of Parkville lanes. Chris lets go of the ball in Baltimore County. It hits the pins in Baltimore City. The city-county line runs across the lanes. You think I'm making that up? I'm not. Well, nonetheless, Chris strikes in the 8th. See if he can do it again in the 9th. He pretty much has to. No, he does get it. They say hold all tickets. Chris Louth not dead yet. That guy gets paid millions of dollars to catch a baseball and just fell down. All right, Phil Dix, 9th frame. Very light and a very strange lead. I think this shot is easier than it looks. I think. If you hit the right part of the 3-pin. Gotta shoot the 310 and hope the ball and the pin take everything else. Phil tried to play it off the wall. Will be open in the 9th frame, and the game is not dead yet, at least mathematically. Wood ball for Phil Dix. Takes the 9 pin. Well, Phil wipes the brow there and knows he is not home free yet. In fact, it would require a double from Phil Dix to even shut out Chris Louth. Chris Louth can max out at 171 with 3 more strikes. So that double looming quite large. Now, what I will show you all here real quick is the most Chris can shoot without the first strike in the 10th. Sorry. He can shoot 150, so Phil needs an 8 box to force Chris to strike on the first ball of the 10th. It's not there yet. Phil needs to get 8 out in this frame to shoot 151. It would require Chris to get the first strike in the 10th. Oh, 10th frame semifinal match. Close game, 8-pinner for Phil Dix. Can I throw any more adjectives onto that? Now, he cannot shut out Chris Louth, but 8 or more on this ball forces Chris Louth to strike 2 more times. And he has 6. Okay. 159. Chris Louth needs the first strike in the 10th. And I think 9. Strike 9 spare to win by 1. First ball has to strike. Has to have it. He's got it. This game is alive. He absolutely has it. Now, in the 11th frame, Chris Louth needs 9 spare to win the game. He must get at least 8. 8 spare, we have a tie. Anything less than 8 on the first ball, game is over. 9 spare to win by 1. We talked earlier about emotion and strikes. If he throws another one here, it might come from the people behind him more than it does him. But needs at least 8 on this ball. Strike for the win. Incredible. Chris Louth, 4 baggers, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th to win the match outright. Unbelievable finish. back up against the wall with 81 in the 7th. He was down 44 pins in the 7th frame. Phil's shaking his head, saying he threw him good. How about one more? Well placed. 169, 159. What a match that was. Chris Louth fills 88 in the back 3 frames to win the match by 10. That is a 54 pin swing in the last 3 frames.